Good evening.
Hello.
And welcome to November Foxtrot. On the
You
show
right?
tonight, we have Andy and Mike. Yay!
Yay! On my
Yeah, we are
casting
early.
couch.
We are early.
On my casting couch.
You look like you're just going to be shot in the head multiple times.
Behold,
Very nice.
my toys. My toys.
Yeah. I made an effort tonight with some set
Stuff.
dressing, and then Daniel Guest before the show asked us to randomly dress up, and this was the first thing I could find. So consider dressed up. There we go, some shiny buttons there. Paul as well says
Shiny buttons. Prince Charming.
Paul as well as Andy. Do you know who can make $1,000 to $5,000 a day?
Oh, you know it, boy. Who's going to be the first one on the couch?
I've slept on that couch.
On this one?
Is it that one?
No, you slept on the downstairs one, I think.
No, I've stayed at yours and I've slept in that room. And I assume that that's the couch that rotates.
This is the couch. Yes.
And I have slept on your couch.
You have slept on my couch.
So I've been on the Pornhub casting couch.
You have.
There we go.
The NoFo hub couch.
Yeah. This got weird quick. Good evening, Mark, Kenny Rebel, Daniel Guest, Paulus Wales, Marky Mark, Pegasus. Hello. Welcome. Pegasus says I've definitely slept on that couch as well. Yeah.
Everyone slept on this couch. It's the slut couch.
Oi, where's my fucking button? Man alive. I told you, send me your address and I'll send it to you. But you haven't done that yet. So I'm gonna say, oh Les, if only you'd send me your address. Right, I'm taking this off because I'm getting very hot already.
Just ask for any button, Les, at this point.
Oh man, genuinely, I was so excited. I had it all ready to go. And the one thing I forgot that weekend was the button.
It's just no good. It's just...
I did just want to take a second to say thank you to the people behind the scenes from the last year. We're obviously coming up to the end of 2024.
Yes.
And whilst there's obviously Lance, Andy, and myself sort of regularly on screen, etc., we have had a variety of people helping us out this year, both formally and informally. We've had sort of various changes and stuff as we're sort of trying to keep up with the times and the like. But I just wanted to say thank you to Marky Mark, Pegasus, Patrick, Landhav Challenge, Les, and Rage as well, for your help and support.
Everyone that's helped us.
A special little comment on that front, because we don't often see some of the behind the scenes stuff, and there is more. I wouldn't say that we're hugely. There is more that goes on behind the scenes than you probably think there is.
There's not that much.
It would be nice if there was more, but unfortunately, trying to balance this and day jobs and the like.
Work life is.
But I just want to say thank you, because I feel that we're not always the best at saying thanks. So
no, we're not. We are quite useless at saying thanks.
We're useless at a lot of things, to be fair.
Yeah.
Talking of which, apologies that we weren't on last week. It was a bit touch and go tonight as well, but we are here. We're going to try and rectify some of the absence weeks and things next year, because one of the things that we're trying to maintain is a regular program and schedule, which and I know this happens because people fucking moan at me the whole time, but you guys look forward to this like Wednesday evenings, and I personally, I can't speak for Andy and Lance necessarily, but I'm sure they agree. We feel bad. We can't do the show. So we're going to try and somehow rectify that for next year.
Yes.
Yeah.
We'll
anyway,
eventually.
I do want to turn this into like a.
Plus, stop working on a Wednesday, mate.
Yeah, well, I can't not do that, can I? Anywho, welcome to this evening's show. This is episode 194. We are 6 away from episode 200.
Ooh,
Likely
bring in the new
that
year.
would be, that will be in the new year. We're going to be taking a break over Christmas. Definitely the 25th of December.
Mhm.
We're going to have a little break on that day. And the
Is that a
first
Wednesday?
of it is, and the 1st of January as well. So we won't be having episodes on those 2 weeks. We think at the moment our last one will be the 18th of 2024, and the first one back in 2025 will likely be the 8th. But that's subject to change. So we'll let you know. And no, we don't want to go. Oh, Mike, your mic seems to drop out unless you're directly in front of it.
Do you know what? I'm glad. I thought it was my
Shall
headphones.
I make myself louder? Is that better?
Whoa, my ears.
Ooh. Hopefully that's better. Pegasus says maybe go fortnightly to give you guys some time to breathe. Possibly. I'll be honest with you. I like doing the shows. It's one of the
we enjoy them.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah, you did not sell that.
No. So
yeah.
Genuinely, I really like doing the shows. The problem is to provide half decent content, and I don't want to say decent content because some of the stuff that we produce is just crap.
I mean,
it's not crap.
Well
that's
so
unfair.
Far.
That's not fair. But like we have gone into some episodes with very loosey goosey ideas of what we're going to talk about, and I think that shows. But I mean, hopefully we can try and get that sorted as well. There's a couple of things that we need to get organised, and
these lovely lot keep listening to us. So as long as you lot keep turning up,
yeah. But it's Stockholm syndrome at this point. They're out there thinking, oh, yeah, it's great. Hello, lazy dad Martin. I don't think I've seen you before. Welcome.
No, welcome.
Show. Yeah. Right. Tonight's show, we're doing a Q&A.
All questions and all answers.
Yeah, helpfully titled From Tactical Tips to Tangents, which I thought was quite a good one for Q&As.
AI again.
Most likely, it is AI. And most likely spread across a multitude of subjects. Feel free to throw any question you like into the chat. If you are watching live, you can please just add a little Q to the beginning of the question. It just makes it a lot easier to find. When we've got half a dozen questions coming in every 30 seconds, it gets very challenging because you guys are obviously talking about the questions as well. So, yeah. The first one I wanted to talk about, I don't know if you've got anything lined up, Andy.
Nothing at all. I was purely relying on our listeners this week to give us questions. So
I wanted to talk about the sealskin beanie.
Yes.
So this is something I've talked about on the show a little while ago. It was I think it was actually a Christmas present last year. So this is a year on from having the sealskin beanie.
We tested the crap out of it last week.
We definitely tested the crap out of it. So waterproofing wise, 100%. Had a really dry head.
Yes.
Albeit except for the front of my head there that I noticed. Because the beanie itself being a wool material, encapsulating a sort of a plastic liner on the inside of it, the water basically sheds down the side of the beanie. So if it gets oversaturated, that water has to go somewhere. So it does just moisten up around the brim, which for all intents and purposes, probably not the end of the world, but I must say I do like the old, is it World War II? The kind of the trucker cap type look.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
It's like a beanie with like a brim. I feel a brim on this, even a little brim, just a little thing, just hold it off your face would make a massive difference because it would then shed the water to the side potentially and then down the side. So if you work for Sealskin in their R&D department and
if you listen,
want to take that
on board, to us,
go for it. Yeah. But I'm hoping to do some more reviews between myself and Andy. Lance is possibly still up for doing some reviews as well. We need to catch up with him on that front. But he's going to be doing some sort of behind the scenesy type bits for a little while anyway. If you've watched the last couple of shows,
he hasn't gone.
But yeah,
he hasn't gone.
No, he hasn't gone. Hasn't gone at all.
He hasn't gone at all. So he's still there, floating around in the ether that no one can see.
He's become ethereal.
Yeah, he's like the spirit of NoFo.
He's the Holy Ghost of NoFo. It's great.
The Holy Ghost of NoFo. Is he past, present, or future?
No, that's not the Holy Ghost. That's you're thinking of Scrooge.
I was, to be fair, I was thinking of Muppets
Christmas Carol. Yeah.
Like the original doesn't even count anymore. It's all about the Muppets.
Yeah,
Did you know
that's
that?
Surprisingly apt. So. Did I know?
Did you know that you can have yourself made into a Muppet?
I did not know.
No.
People stop throwing things at me like because that's a good idea. I would definitely do that.
Right. But the thing is, with that, is that they will put you in any clothing that you want. So I was thinking
that sounded weirdly sexual. I don't know why.
But I mean, I was thinking of going like full tactical and having like a tactical Muppet of me, like here. I think is needed.
Yeah. I'm not a huge fan. This is. We're already on a tangent. I'm not a huge fan of Muppets or puppets or anything with eyes that sits in the corner of a room. I have a
what like you was earlier.
Dolls and things like that. Yes, that's a story for another day. But yeah, having a daughter that likes dolls and Barbies and things, it's turning my life into a living nightmare on that front. Not gonna lie. Hey ho. Right, we had a question come in.
Ooh.
All as follows.
Questions in.
What are your plans for events next year?
Oh.
What are your plans, Andy?
To do more. Like genuinely just to start getting out a little bit more. I want to do event in the States. I want to do an event in Europe. I want to do one up in Scotland because they got some quite big sites up there, and I'm not sure what the MilSim scene is like up there. So that'd be interesting. Just getting some more defiant events. Hopefully get myself a bit more fitter. Try and get back up those trees. Enjoy the trees. With Sterling, just get out more because obviously the accident at the beginning of the year slowed things down a little bit, and then work like having to recuperate that. I haven't done much this year. I think I've done about 2 or 3, and I think one of them was ours.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's basically just get out more. But if you are one of our listeners from abroad, and have some good events that you know of that are happening next year, please drop me a message or us a message, and let me know because it might be one that I might be able to persuade both of these two and a couple of others to join me on.
I really want to do Border War at some point. I think that would be amazing.
I only want to do Border War once I have my own vehicle.
Yeah. But still, it would be epic. I just want to go do Border War. I think it would be cool. At some point. I don't know if it's going to be 2025.
We will.
2026, but yeah, definitely.
We'll do one eventually.
For myself, I am taking a bit of a hiatus from events over the Christmas period. Ooh. I'm using that as a opportunity to reassess my kit, to reorg, basically try and not necessarily get rid of anything because I think we all know I'm a bit of a hoarder. But basically just try and get it to a point where, you know, if I'm going to an event, I know that my batteries box, where it is. I know where my mortar is. I know where, you know, my ration packs are. And they're all hopefully in the same place would be nice. So well, that's the plan over Christmas.
I mean, at the moment, you're basically just describing unpacking your house.
Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much. I will be getting there. I'm hoping over Christmas as well to kind of spend a bit of time in here in terms of a bit of decoration and things, which hopefully will make an easier background to create than just randomly sticking a rifle against the wall.
I mean,
but it works. And then events-wise...
No, go on. Keep going.
I was just saying, events-wise going forward, it's very much going to be dependent on times, really. I mean, I try and do kind of one every month to 2 months. So as a minimum, I'd like to try and get 6 in. I'll definitely be at Shift Your Rifts. I don't know if we're going to be going to NAE. Last year was the first time I didn't go to NAE, not because of the whole, everyone get on the hype train. NAE shit, we're not going to NAE, it's too expensive. It was merely just, I'd already gone to Shifter Riffs. We had NME planned at the beginning of August, which obviously didn't happen. But because I'd already got one event booked in, I couldn't then really book NAE, there's too many acronyms now, NAE in. So we ended up going to Military Odyssey, and I must profess, I actually really liked going to Military Odyssey. It was great fun. It's a Detling Showground in Kent. If you ever went to War and Peace, it's very similar to that.
Yes.
Lots of reenactment displays, but the main thing for me is the shops. You know, it's you have to pay to get in, but I think it's quite a good day's cost. It's better when it's not raining, but you know, we had a kind of little bit of a get together there. It was quite good fun. So maybe we have like a bit more of a NoFo get together there. Like we'll announce when we're going, and then if people want to come and say hello, we can have a little mooch around together. I guess we can all hold hands. It'll be lovely.
We always mooch.
we do. So that's the reason. Basically, that Military Odyssey weekend is the same weekend as NAE, which is why that kind of clashes. So, but other than that,
no one went to NAE anyway. So
quite a lot of people did. I think they still hit 2.5 to 3K of players, but I don't know. I like NAE. It's got a special place in my heart. It might not be as good as it once was when I first started going, but I think everyone remembers things with an element of nostalgia. You know, times are just progressively getting shitty. You look at the size of chocolate bars to tell you that. You know, the cost of the Freddo has gone up massively. All these little chocolate bars are all getting slightly smaller. It's all shrinkflation. So I think that's just a sign of the times, really. But I want to get to more Defiant events. I'd like to try and do more long weekend events, personally, because it's hard. Because when you get a weekend pass for an event, I don't want to use that weekend pass on like a day event if I can avoid it. Just because I want to try and maximize my time at events. So that would be cool.
You want more bang for your buck, don't you, really?
Yeah. And the other thing as well is there is an element in the pipeline of a Op Phoenix 2. I know we've been kind of talking about it, but yes.
There being a
Les has asked that preemptively answers that question. But, we've got some ideas.
We have ideas.
It might not be quite the same as Op Phoenix 1 in terms of how it was sold. So it might become a private event rather than a public event, with the premise being that obviously, you know, private, but that just means in terms of like you can get in touch with us and we can sort of sort it out that way rather than it becoming a fully advertised and like type event.
Yeah. Location might be different.
Well, if the location is different, then there might be 2 Op Phoenixes there.
Yeah.
We need to come up with an overarching name for Op Phoenix, because Op Phoenix was technically the way that Op Phoenix was set up is it's like, I don't know, sounding like we've imagined ourselves as Marvel, but the Marvel universe obviously spreads around different parts. If you know Marvel, you've got Spider-Man, you've got Iron Man, you've got the Hulk, which kind of have their own little storylines, but then they kind of get together in other storylines and timelines and stuff like that. Op Phoenix was effectively the operation name for that event in that location in the UK. The idea is that if we do locations or do events at different locations, there would be a completely different storyline potentially happening. So the idea being is that within the similar time frame, it's kind of set out, but we can then do prequels, sequels, or whatever in different locations for different events with different gangs, different things.
Alternative storylines.
Yeah, so it basically
happening at the same time.
Yeah, and you can utilize the advantages of each site. So, for example, if you've got a site that is, I don't know, say it's not going to be at Long War. Don't even consider that. But say we had a location such as Long War, which was a village. You want to play into using that village. You wouldn't run an event along more that's going, right, we're not going to use any of the buildings. It's going to be a completely woodland-based event because that would be a complete waste of time, and no one's going to want that. So that's the plan.
We will always, what's the word? Cater the storyline to the location.
Yeah. And then theoretically, and I say theoretically because we haven't really kind of progressed this hugely, and we're not an events company. We don't want to be an events company. No,
we haven't progressed it at all.
But the idea would be if it's a prequel or a sequel, they should lead to each other. So the prequel of the event will be based on the prequel's the first one. The prequel should line up with how the sequel situation was when that storyline happened. And then any sequel to the original event that we did, for example, should be based on the outcomes of that event. So theoretically, and I know other events companies do this, what happens in that event kind of dictates what happens at the next event. So, yeah.
There's ideas everywhere
for an event that we haven't even properly planned, but yeah.
Lots of ideas.
We'll wait and see. So that's the plan, basically, at the moment. But there's lots of things in motion and the like. Les also asks, is there a 27-hour show in the new year? Not 24, not 25, 27.
I barely managed 24, to be honest.
We should do 30. That's a good number.
No. Just I will need at least 15 minutes sleep at some point.
Yeah. We definitely need to do we definitely the whole premise of NoFo is that it's trying to build a community, and it's trying to extend the idea of kind of supporting those around you as well, with the kind of the benefit of all the nice people that we've got to know and the like. So
yes, Pegasus 22. Well up for a 22-hour.
No, it has to be like, what's the longest MilSim we've done? 36, 48 hours. 48 hours of a podcast. That would be quirky, wouldn't it?
Ooh,
you'd have to have rolling. We'd have to have rolling periods of sleep. But to run a 48-hour continuous podcast.
See what happens.
It's just a science experiment.
Just a science experiment of Pegasus is now becoming even more my best friend. Like 12 hours.
12.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll just do an hour and a half show. It'll be fine.
Yeah.
Right. Let's talk about some like proper podcasty NoFo stuff.
Ooh.
What should we pick up?
Or not.
So Pegasus said, Andy, are you repping JBG because of Tony's announcement at Blackstone opening?
No, I'm repping it because apparently I don't support them, even though I've got their book, this, and 3 hats hanging up on the wall. But I don't support them at all. Don't go to any of their events ever. And I'm not a member of their team. Love you guys.
Daniel Guest, on the mention of sealskins, I can wholly recommend the extreme cold knee-high socks. They were golden at Mac Delta. I'd be very interested to find out how Mac Delta went. I've heard a couple stories of people's accounts and the like. So yeah, if you want to kind of drop us a little thing in the chat, it'd be interesting to find out. We need to get JBG. We need to get Define on the chat at some point as well soon. To find out, sort of need to catch up with them. We have
next year's plans.
Marky Mark, you two are already Muppets. Oh, sorry, go on.
I said I'm surprised one of them ain't on Ish slagging us off already anyway.
Oh, they're probably tired. They've had a lot on.
Oh, bless.
Marky Mark, you two are already Muppets. No need to get ones made. I never suggested it. Just to clarify, this was this one over here.
I do not have a hand up my arse currently.
Quote of the evening. Chris likes Andy's okay. There you go.
I have. There's many. Well, there's 2. You can do this. Look. Whoa. You can see my lovely desk set up, sort of.
Yeah, Andy's been playing around with his studio this week.
I got bored, and I fancied a change, which is why I now have the sex couch or casting couch. I like being able to do this.
I really don't like you calling it the sex couch. I find that's just weird.
I need a puff.
Okay, Paulus Wales, Andy, you just
No,
disappointed
like,
me.
I
I assumed you meant no, we're not. We'll roll on. I assume you meant you could get a Muppet doll type thing. That was nearly my gift to my wife, me as Beaker. I can see Paulus Wales looking like Beaker.
Yeah. No, you can. Like,
ooh.
literally, if you go online, there are companies out there that will make you you personally as a Muppet. I don't know the website.
Coming back to airsoft, we talked 2 weeks ago about my pointy stabby idea for airsoft rifles, based off, in fact, Chris Berry, a little thing that Chris Berry showed me at Longmoor, and
did he?
Yeah, don't make that weird.
Maybe we should get the dolls. Where did you touch you, Mike?
I put a little kind of request for help out, and I had Taig from Cardex Customs and Paulus Wales both get in touch. By the time that I was able to even start talking to Taig from Kydex, Paulus Wales had literally already made me the thing I talked about. Because I had a brief chat with him and he's already got me one in the post. So I'm hoping, and he has sent a message just saying that the delivery is a little bit behind. So that's fine, it's not a problem. But hopefully next couple of weeks I'll be able to show you the little thing that Paulus Wales has very, very generously and kindly helped. I say helped make. I came up with like an idea, and he just went, "Yeah, done it. Here you go." But I'm genuinely debating if we can do some sort of like collab with Kydex Customs and get a batch of them made up, and then you might be able to buy them from Kydex Customs potentially.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Just because it would be cool. But
the one thing that I want to do is, like, since your crazy idea of putting a bayonet on a Picatinny rail, me and the missus have started watching the spin-offs of Walking Dead in the evenings.
Yeah, with
and the two spikes. I want that. Where they literally go bing and the two spikes come out. I'm like, yes, please, I'll have some of that. So if someone can start thinking of that.
My wife needs something and she's just opened the door. The receiving hand. There you go.
The receiving hand.
Yeah. I mean, that could potentially be maybe the Mark II. I mean, Paul's probably already got one designed, but the Mark II could be like it's a retractable one. Maybe it like slides up and down. That'd be cool.
Yeah, but you need the prong, the two.
So yeah, that's exciting. Ironically, Kydex Customs are a 10-minute drive from mine. Look, it's Welsh made. Hang on. This deserves a Bendigedig. There we go.
Bendigedig.
There we go.
So yeah, thanks, Paul. Appreciate it, mate.
It's exciting. I don't know whether if I'm excited or not.
Oh, we should all be excited.
I'm excited for you.
Thanks, mate. You watch. I guarantee you, in the next 6 months, Paul, myself, and Taig, we're always sitting there on piles of money. Every airsoft field across the country, everyone's going to be running around with quad rail. I can't remember if I actually talked about what the idea was, by the way. I know I'm sort of.
I think you definitely mentioned it to me, but I don't know if
the idea. No, the idea is basically a device that you can Picatinny or mount onto your rifle's rail via. It depends if it's M-lock or the like. We kind of gone with Picatinny to start with, of which you can then attach a bayonet to, right? So bayonet mounting lugs are generally kind of restricted to M4 style rifle platforms, typically with the front post sight. They're kind of a single molded piece that's attached to that. You can't buy the kind of the mounting lug unit as like its own thing. So I end up, and I made a little prototype. I've left it in the garage, unfortunately, but I made a little prototype where I've cut a front, the triangle front sight rail. I've cut the mounting lug off of that, and I stuck that to a bit of Picatinny that I found. And then I bought a tube that was roughly the diameter of like the bayonet mounting ring, and kind of jerry-rigged this thing together with the theory that, you can then slide it on and then you can attach theoretically a bayonet to anything with a Picatinny rail, which there's an awful lot of things out there with Picatinny rails on, and you could attach Picatinny rails to anything you like with cable ties and things as well, because I've done it on my pram. Has a Picatinny rail mounted to it for torches and things. I can click on and off and laser sights. So theoretically, I can now bayonet up a pram.
Bayonet the pram.
Yeah,
I'm fully expecting to go around there and see it like one of the old racing chariots, where they're out sticking out from the wheels. And
oh yeah, that'd be cool. I really would like, and I this is a massive tangent again. I really want a pram with like a Segway attachment. I mean, we don't even use the pram much anymore, but it would just be cool to like go to, these like you go to like a fete or something like that, or a market. There's a lot of walking around and things. Whereas, my daughter gets tired, she can sit in the chair. I get tired, I can just kind of like hover my way around like a little.
I mean, I'd rather just have the chair, wouldn't you? Like, a car basically.
Yeah, but if you have the chair with that, then it tends to be a mobility scooter at that point.
Yeah, with a baby in the front.
Yeah, whereas I feel like at least standing up, it looks more like chariot-y. Yeah.
Maybe with some sort of animal propulsion in front.
Yeah, I mean, I could bin off the Segway idea and just have a couple of little wheels and
cats.
just get cats or hamsters and train them in some way. Jigglypuff Gus, I see Defiant have a GBBR event in March. So if you are not aware, Defiant events are running a series of gas blowback rifle events. And whilst they're called GBBR events, they are basically real cap style events. So you don't have to run a GBBR, but they do require you to run a realistic magazine. So, for example, you would be looking at low caps of sort of 30 rounds or mid caps potentially, where you restrict yourself to 30 rounds. So obviously sub-filling your mid cap.
Yeah,
I guess you could do it with a high cap as well, but it's going to be a lot harder for you to do because most high caps aren't fed through. You kind of obviously have the hopper, and then you have to wind them round.
I don't think Avant allow high caps anyway, do they?
No, they don't. But I'm just
general.
If you were trying to jerry rig a high cap into effectively a low cap, I think you would struggle. Because potentially with a 30 round mag, you're probably only going to maybe get 5 to 10 shots out of it before the whole system's like, well, I haven't got anything to feed in underneath to fill up.
Yeah.
But yeah, they do.
That's the problem that I find with these, with the LMGs. Like when you're on a limited count, because it's still electric, especially on the Mark 46, it holds about 20 rounds in the tube feeding the gun anyway. So if I had to say run 100 rounds, I'd have to put 150 in it, because I know that 50 rounds or like 10 rounds or 20 rounds or whatever, I'd have to count it, would be in the run. And then when you get to the bottom of the mag, you never use them up all anyway.
No,
there's still always some, like, you never fully finish a box mag.
But then I guess you could use that, like you could mathematically work that out, couldn't you? Because you could effectively fill it up, run a load through it, work out effectively what you're left with, and then just include the addition to that. But I know that there's, I don't know the latest of the whole LMG, but I know there was some debate about how LMGs would work, because obviously real steel LMGs aren't running around with 1,200 rounds. So, yeah. But if you are interested in the Defiant GBBR/Battle Sim events, there is the 1st and 2nd of March. So the 1st of March, the Saturday is a standard Battle Sim event, and the Sunday is a real cap GBBR Battle Sim event. So you can also do the weekender as well, where you can do both days. And then just looking at their website, they've got another one on the 3rd and 4th of May, which again, the Sunday is the real cap /GBBR Battle Sim. The 12th and 13th of July is the same. September 20th and 21st. And then the 22nd and 23rd of November is also sort of a battle sim style event.
Yeah.
If you're interested, you can go to defiantevents.co.uk, check them out. If you'd like to book on, basically.
If you're interested,
yeah,
or message them. They're on social media and stuff. And if you're really stuck, message us and we'll point you in the right direction.
Send James a message and be like, "Oi,
yeah,
this person wants to talk to you. Answer him." Drew said, "Did you use the link for bespoke camouflage patterns?" I'll be honest with you, I have not.
He has.
I forgot about it. I will do. That's something. It's that tea, schmags, some more stickers, and what was the other thing? Oh, fuck. There was something else we were going to do. I can't remember what it was now. Got a list.
Well, I'm on merch.
Yes. Andy's designing a t-shirt. Oh, t-shirts. That was it. We're designing t-shirts.
I'm designing a t-shirt or a jumper or hoodie or a sweatshirt.
Yeah. Or a tank top, I guess. We could have tank tops as well.
I mean, we could have tank tops. I genuinely sell you.
Do you rock a tank top? Do you look good in a tank top? I don't look good in a tank top.
No. I mean, there's certain people that do pull it off.
Lance, that's
not
without sounding, like I'm fantasizing about him, but Lance does look good in a tank top.
Pervert.
Love you, Lance. So, yeah. Daniel Guest has given us a review about Mac. So,
lovely.
a very good event. Windy shutters and burn trumping in Jan Smuts. Oh, bum trumping in Jan Smuts. Don't know what bum trumping is. Very enjoyable with a lack of sleep. A great section of guys and some NoFo regulars. I know what bum trumping is, but my interpretation, I can put 2 and 2 together, and I've got sort of 4.5 at the moment. Daniel also says, and a 600-meter detour for a recce section through the tunnels of Longmoor when they were only meant to go next door.
Love it.
So that sounds cool. Right, we need some more questions. Give us some more questions.
Yes.
Mark, Andy never did sort out my hoodie.
I gave you the link and said message him. I'm not your babysitter.
Les wants a t-shirt.
Les has got a t-shirt. He doesn't get another one.
Drew says we need an admin body so the talent can just do their thing. Talent. Funnily enough, and I will never use the phrase talent, but funnily enough, this is what we were trying to do over the last year, and it's not really worked properly. We still need to iron it out.
Well, we don't know what we're doing. Like, to be honest, we don't.
Well, okay, so podcast-wise...
we can talk to you guys for hours.
Yeah. Everything else is like, it's new.
Social media, we're like, what is happening? I mean, we've got an Instagram. I don't think we've posted anything on it for months, other than we're not doing the show.
Yeah.
So go us.
I want to be doing YouTube shorts as well. I mean, the big thing for 2025, my personal aim for 2025 for us is to have more guests.
Growth.
Yeah. So we know that, I like statistics. I like presenting the statistics. So we know as a team what you guys like in terms of episodes. Like the episodes where we have guests on are usually the most popular. Q&As, weirdly, are kind of very, very marmitey in terms of if we get a really good subject question come in that we can talk about, it's great. Mm-hmm. Otherwise, it's just, currently 40 minutes of waffle. But
I mean, they're still here. So we can't be doing anything too bad.
So, but we want to try and get some more guests, and we're going to be going for international guests as well. We've got an array of things potentially being lined up. There's some high-profile ones that we're looking into that I don't want to talk too much about because I don't want to jinx it.
I need to chase them up, actually.
Okay. There's some lower profile. That sounds really bad. There's some other guests that we've got come on who maybe you don't know them as well. That's what I meant. So, for example, we want to do more Meet the Teams because it's always quite a good fine. I really like the Meet the Teams because it gives you an opportunity to talk to various MilSim players from various areas. So we've obviously had 10th Legion, we had the Punishers. So we've got an opportunity to kind of do a bit more of that. Reaper, we had Reaper on, so we're hoping to kind of get a few more of those. So if you're a member of an Airsoft MilSim team and you want to get on the show, then please get in touch. Good to hear from you. And again, nationally or internationally, sorry, as well. The only problem with doing anything international is syncing up times, because obviously we record on a Wednesday night at 8 o'clock British Mean Time. Greenwich Mean Time.
Greenwich Mean Time.
Yeah, it's British summertime though. BST. Yes. So there's GMT and BST. So we need to kind of sync that up, because there are some guests that we've tried to get on the show that it was just been hard for them to film. So yeah, stuff like that. So that's yeah.
Yeah, then we've got some good people that we're talking to at the moment. There's two that I need to chase up that I would class as very high profile. So yeah, but if you have any questions, like if you have anyone that you'd like us to try and get on, message us, let us know. Obviously me, Mike and Lance only have so many, we only have so much reach. Whereas if we've got 30, 40 of you all watching different programs and you'd like us to maybe boost their ratings as well, or get them on so you've got some questions to ask. Yeah,
I don't know how much boosting of ratings we're going to be able to achieve, but it would be cool to just get people on and just hear different experiences.
Yeah, basically. But I mean, if they've got, but I mean, if they have a YouTube channel or they stream on Facebook or whatever, and they have 30 listeners, and they come on here, they might get 3 or 4 extra listeners if people like them, and 3 or 4 is better than nothing. I mean, it's all about creating a community, like you said.
And Phil, we do want to get you on the show at some point, because I think it would be very interesting to find out about GelSoft in the old Down Under. So yeah, we definitely need to link up and get that arranged. We've talked about that.
You're high profile.
Yeah. I wanted to give a little shout out as well to Oscar's kind of little business that he's running, which I believe is Delta 24 Surplus.
No, that's someone else.
Oh, was that someone else? Well, Delta 24 Surplus as well. Big shout out to them. I'm terrible.
Shout out to anyone.
No, Oscar's basically going to be kind of taking a step back while he's doing his teachings and the like at the moment. So we do have the sales group, which I'm just hurriedly trying to find, on WhatsApp. So if you are interested in joining that, if you're not on there, he is posting some deals on various bits and pieces at the moment that might be of interest. He's got some Dutch DPM woobies and DPM ponchos, which are, pretty decently priced. So yeah, Second Summit, that's it. I knew it was something Delta something Summit. It's just Delta. I've been talking to Delta 24 Surplus as well about other things.
How is Delta? Right. They're nothing alike.
No, I know they're nothing alike. They're surplus people.
There's only surplus stuff.
They're my drug dealers.
Yeah.
they help heal me in here. One thing we were talking about is awards. So if you are not aware, the 15th Airsoft Players' Choice Awards are closing the nomination period on the 9th of December. So you can search and find it by literally Googling Airsoft Players' Choice Awards, and there's a website that pops up. It is not necessarily the easiest website to navigate initially.
Oh, it's hideous.
If you scroll down slightly, there is a box that has a load of different loads of different languages.
Different Englishes.
Yeah. which you can click between. I don't even know what some of the languages are. So the ones I do know: English, German, French, Polish, and Spanish. There's a couple others on there as well, which I believe might be Chinese and Japanese, maybe, but I don't know. But basically, the Airsoft Player Choice Awards is a really good opportunity for you to nominate your favorite shop, your favorite magazine.
Basically, is what he's getting at.
Airsoft Players of the Year or anything like that. So if you would like to jump on there and nominate, there is a podcast award, which, just saying. But we're not expecting it.
If you do nominate us, we're not a what was it last year?
Oh, we got nominated for like magazine or something like that. Best
vlog. Best vlog.
No, it wasn't vlog. It was best blog, I think it was.
Oh, blog. Yeah, we don't do it. We should do a blog, but
oh man, stop coming up with ideas of things to write.
we can barely write a review, let alone. But honestly, if you do decide to support us and nominate us, thank you in advance. But you don't have to.
And if you don't, thank you for jumping on there and nominating whoever you'd like to nominate. Because the Players' Choice Awards are purely based on the nominations and voting of Airsoft players, as far as I'm aware. I don't know a lot about the process, but that's from my understanding. So this is the website. So you can find it by searching Players' Choice Awards or Popular Airsoft and the like. And then if you scroll down, and this is what's a bit confusing, you need to click whichever language, so English. And then that takes you to the survey. So you can fill the survey out. There's 64 questions. You don't have to fill them all out. You can just fill out the ones you want to fill out. And it will ask you, for example, things like who's the best gear retailer for South America, for Europe, for wherever, and what's your favorite airsoft rifle, an electric airsoft rifle, and the like. So it can be quite quick. The one thing I do want to point out is that if you do get involved, where was it? It's down here. So raffle prizes await lucky awards participants. So there is actually, for entering nominations and voting on this, they do actually enter you in a raffle. So for those who have nominated and voted, they'll have their name and email address entered into the raffle draw twice, giving them twice the chance to win any of the raffle prizes. It's also our small token of appreciation that they did take their time to submit their list of nominees during the nomination period and voting for the finalists in the voting period. And a lot of the prizes are provided by the sponsors. So bronze sponsors are Silverback Airsoft, Modify, ITP, LCT, King Arms, and ICS. The silver sponsor is Bandit Tactical. And the gold sponsors are APS, PDI, Military First, Red Wolf Airsoft, ASG, evike.com, Firefield, Airsoft Junkies, and Gunfire. I believe also that Tokyo Marine Tag-In Pro are... I don't know if they're gold sponsors or if they just kind of help host it, if that makes sense.
I think they help host it.
Yeah.
Because it says Marine Tag present.
Yeah. So if you're interested, head on over there. It would be cool to win an award at some point, but, hey-ho. Right, an idea.
Do you get like a proper little...
You get a little disc. They give you like a plate with the thing, and then you have to go on like the internet and you have to accept your award in front of everybody else on the internet, which is cool.
I want a plate.
Yeah.
I want to oopar it. Oopar.
Yeah. No, you're not. No, you're not. If we win an award, you are definitely not throwing it on the floor.
Well, it's not going to be China, is it?
No. But yeah, I say the main thing is just get on there, use it as an opportunity to, if you've got a favorite retailer and the like, then this is your opportunity to kind of shout about it, basically. So yeah, there you go. Right, I had a question come in from Mark for all. So this is for everybody. Has anyone had any experience with using the Ares Alpha app, and how have you found it?
I never used it.
No, so it's basically, from my understanding, like a Blue 4 tracker type system. I might be wrong. Right. But I've never used it. The only ones I've used have been like, I can't remember the name of it. It's not the popular one. It's another one. No, this was the one that I've been involved with and used before was based through the radios themselves. The radios had like GPS locators in them.
Oh, right.
And it meant that each team was basically provided with a handheld radio system, which was GPS tracked. So the event organisers and the way that the event was run, this was Apocalypse Airsoft quite a while ago, but the event organisers could basically coordinate where units were on the field to help basically guide the firefights and bits and pieces like that. So, for example, if they wanted to have like a firefighter, say 11 o'clock, they go, right, okay, we need you to be in position here, and they can see you're in position because you've got the radio on, and then they can try to track the RO from the other team who's coming into that kill zone or the like, and kind of monitor how things are going on that front, which was good until it was very obvious that the ROs were being tracked. So we ended up sending our RO off in one direction. We went off in the other direction because we were like, we know what's going on. A bit sneaky.
So
I haven't used the arrows one, but
no, I presume this is the one that Pegasus has told me about. From what I understand, you can like put objectives actually in it. So you'd see your objectives, all your data, and everything's like you can mark wounded players on the map and things like that. I'm sure there's a lot more, but my brain doesn't retain information until I've used something.
Yeah,
I think that's the one that's been pushed by Stu up at Halo Mill, I think. Pegasus, let me know if I'm wrong, but I think he's pushing it quite a bit and using it quite a lot.
I mean, one of the benefits, instead of having, like specific servers and the like set up and have it all run through, I think you can just download it on like Google Play or the App Store, and it's almost just like an interfacing app like that. But I don't know, Mark. I've not played around with it, but if anyone else has, please let us know in the chat, and we will we'll circle back round to that.
It'll be interesting.
Right, we had a question come in for some reason on.
I was right.
Oh, okay.
See, I do retain some sort of information occasionally.
Somebody somewhere is using the thing.
Yes, and people were talking about it.
Yeah. So this was a question that's come in for some reason on our website. I don't know if someone's listening to the show now or the like, but it's just come in on the website, and it says, "What's your go-to snack during long airsoft games?"
It's either Squish'ems or Jaffa Cakes. They're my Squish'ems, now that you can buy them in the little individual packs.
Sorry, Pegasus is written packs.
Yeah. Squish'ems are my main one, I think, at the moment, because you can get them in the big multi-pack that has the little packs. And I think they're the ones that I always buy a packet of those and throw a couple in, like each of my ration pack. And then I have a couple in my fanny pack.
I think sweets are obviously going to be a given. Anything sugary, you can use it as a hearts and minds type thing. You can, if someone's getting a bit down or antsy, you could be like, oh, come on, mate, calm down, have a sweetie. And it's very hard to turn down someone offering you a sweetie. It's not just a sweet, it's a sweetie. But it can be tricky in terms of moisture gets into them. So, for example, I had some Skittles at whatever event we were playing at last. I can't remember which one it was now. It might have even been, it was the Defiant Battle Sim weekend that we went to. Took a bag of Skittles with me, like the big ones, and they got some moisture in them at some point, be it sweat or it was a little bit wet outside and the like, and they just went sticky in the bag, which is not great. So you need to find something that kind of
Gross.
potentially individually wrapped, but without having loads of wrapping, because that's the other thing. You don't want to have like, oh, I've got loads of wrappers, and you just end up with pockets of stuff. So Frutella, that's a good one. The OG Bearman Sweet.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what,
nice.
one that I did find, Werther's Originals work quite well.
Yeah.
That's proper old school, but that's the
they do a soft one now as well.
Are they just like toffees, I guess?
Well, yeah, they're just soft.
Yeah.
Werther's Originals.
Stephen Whitehead says, "Hey, macadamia, macadamia, macadamia. Hey, macadamia." I think
that's
macadamia
because
nuts.
No, because Phil's put. Oh no!
Yeah, no, I know. That's Haribo and Flapjacks from Marky Mark. Phil says jerky and macadamia nuts. Kenny Rebel says jelly babies. Les Haribo to the win. Drew, any Haribo for the win. So, yeah, I like it. I mean, it's I definitely go. You definitely need some sweets on you. Malwam works quite well. You know, the individually wrapped ribbon strip Malwams, or the sticks, like the long thin sticks that you can get.
Yeah.
But remember as well,
I've got to admit the best one that I had was at a World War II event, and the French Resistance Force came up to us and gave us macaroons. I was like,
very nice.
I was like, this is
baked
spot on. I was like, yeah. I was like, yeah, I'm down for this.
Just croissants.
Yeah, croissants and macaroons.
I think the ones that stuck in my mind the most, ignoring sweets for the moment, because I think we've all got a favourite kind of type of sweet we take with this, is I bought some mil-spec cranberries. And I'm not quite sure if I think they were from the US MRE set, but this bag of cranberries, and this was op Mac Alpha, right? So we were laying in this bush, and this bag of cranberries, I swear, lasted for like a day and a half. Like, and like, because I guess you don't need many, and like you're not constantly eating cranberries or whatever. But the dried cranberries were really good. And it was something that a lot of people didn't know or kind of expect. Like you kind of go, "Oh, do you want a dried cranberry?" They're like, "Oh yeah, actually, I do want to try some." So yeah, they're good. But it's this huge bag.
Yeah, I quite like the tropical mix, the British Army tropical mix.
Yeah.
Because there's the occasional one where you get like the banana, like the dried banana, and it's whole, and you go, I'll save that till last. I don't even like bananas, but the dried bananas, I'm like, yeah, I'm down for a bit of that.
Yeah. I've not tried that because of the bananas. I don't like bananas.
I mean, they're big enough so you can pick them out.
Okay. I might have to give it a go.
I've got like 20 packs. I'll bring one down next week for you.
The other one I was going to say is jerky. Do you like a jerky? So biltong, jerky, anything like that, something a little bit salty. If I'm a person that enjoys chewing gum, but you don't always want mint.
No.
So jerky, if you kind of get a decent bit, you can chew it for a reasonable amount of time. I mean, it's not going to last as long as chewing gum, but some nice jerky and some nice biltong and stuff like that's quite good. So, yeah. Les says hazelnut chocolate wrapped in a pancake, individually wrapped, pre-diabetes.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I don't know how that would survive in the bottom of your bag.
Having had one of Les's hazelnut chocolate wrapped in a pancakes, they were pretty good, not gonna lie.
But how did they survive?
Well, because
did they not last long?
Well, they don't last that long anyway, but they're quite squishy, so they're foldable and like.
Oh, right,
I mean, if you heat it up, obviously you can have a bit more of a sticky mess. But Stephen says pemmican. Yeah. So basically, I think that's a bit of a toss on that. I tell you, lollipops are quite good, but you don't want to be running around with them. So if you're on stag, having a lollipop, it's quite good because it gives you something to do as well. To sit there, I don't want to start doing that hand motion, but you can play around with lollipops a little bit more. It gives you
flying saucers, I feel, would go down well.
That would be a nightmare for moisture. They're basically
Yeah.
like sponges.
Yeah. But I mean, if you could work out a way of not getting them mushed or damp,
Yeah.
I feel like if
Just
I
put them
came
in
up,
with a whole
if
load
I,
of silicon packets.
yeah, but I mean, if I came up to like you while you're on stag and went flying saucer, like you would genuinely
Yeah.
smile, wouldn't you? You'd be like,
Yeah.
yeah, go on in.
Yeah. I was going to say, actually, the strawberry pencils, that's my go-to for a sweet. A packet of, you get them packet of 10 from like Tesco's or Sainsbury's. And you can, I've talked about this on the show before, but it's, if you've got any kind of like long, like candy type thing or whatever like that, it's the one thing that you can kind of eat aggressively, but still be eating sweets. So like, because you just gotta go.
Or you can sit there and make it really rude and just be like that. Do you go for the filled ones or?
Oh yeah, you go to the filled ones. So you don't want anything kind of too like spaghetti like. I like the pencil. So it's like
you like a bit of girth.
It's almost like a nougat type middle, isn't it? Or like a marshmallow.
I think it's just icing.
Is it?
I think so. I think it's just pure like it's like an icing based thing. Giant snakes, Allen's, and you need to send me some of these because these sound intriguing, Phil. I don't know what these are, but I want some. Allen's anacondas. I'm not sure. I don't
That
know.
doesn't sound. That sounds a bit rude.
I need to Google this.
Right. I'm going to come up with a question for this one. So, what's the? Right. Do you have any pre-game rituals or like superstitions or anything like that? Like, do you act in a certain way or do you prep in a certain way for an event? I guess not so much a ritual in terms of like you're standing like, yeah, come on, Andy, come on, you can do this, you can do this.
Slapping myself, yeah.
Like dusting your hands type thing and doing stretches or anything like that. Yeah. But like, is there anything that you find?
I do stretches though. I do stretches. Like when we're like just before we're going out for
but
like a long
ignoring that, I don't mean like that, but like, is there anything that you find that you do
old.
at events? Oh, James has entered the chat. Hello, James. You have to wipe back.
Hello, James.
We did a whole advert for Defiant. You can run back and then,
tell us how good we did. Insult us afterwards.
Yeah.
Pre-game. You can't say that fast. No, not really.
I always buy like a big jug of water. So I always end up going to the shops like last minute. So like either the day before or on the morning or the night before is get like the big 5 litre bottle of water from the supermarket. Like Sainsbury's is quite good for that front because you kind of get the big bottle, and then maybe like some cans of drink as a kind of little pick me up either after the event or depending on kind of what style of event you might have some of that in between, and your snacky bits and stuff like that. But I know some people. I tend to. I have and things like they're like, oh yeah, I've got to watch a war film.
No, I like on the drive-in. I tend to buy myself the ingredients for a McChicken gangbang and have that on the drive-in. But that's about it.
I've got to tell people what a McChicken gangbang is because for those of us that aren't uncouth yobs.
So the McChicken gangbang is the best thing in the world. So basically you buy a double cheeseburger with bacon and a McChicken mayo, and you split the forgotten the name of it, the double cheeseburger. Take the chicken out, put it in the middle, squash it together, put some chips in the spare bun, munch on that, and then but the main bit is the McChicken gangbang, and it goes bread, meat, cheese, chicken, bit of mayonnaise, meat, cheese, bacon, ketchup. Try it. Honestly, you say that I'm uncouth, but it should be on the menu. And it fills you up more than anything else. Just part the meat.
I can't profess that I'm a huge fan of McDonald's in an odd way. Like,
yeah, but I'm not either.
I like a McDonald's. No, but I like a McDonald's. But I find that I only like a McDonald's up until the point of my first bite. As soon as I've had the first bite, I'm like, oh, now all I can taste is McDonald's, because McDonald's has that flavour, doesn't it?
No, yeah, but this is something else. I'll buy you the ingredients and I'll make you one. Okay.
This is going to sound really bad. I'm very much a creature of comfort, so I generally have the same order from places that I go to. So Subway, meatball marinara sub on hearty Italian. That's what I have. I have walked away from a Subway before. I've queued for 10 minutes to find out they haven't got any meatballs, and then I've walked away because I refuse to order anything else. But I accidentally picked up someone else's order at a drive-through, and that's not my fault. That's their fault. But they'd given me a bacon, what was it? A bacon cheeseburger. A bacon cheeseburger. I'd never had bacon in a cheeseburger before. It was amazing. But have I ordered it since? No, because I ordered a double cheeseburger. There is no bacon in it.
Yeah, evening, Oscar.
Hello, Oscar. Yeah, we gave you a little shout out.
There's still half hour.
Yeah,
to go.
We gave you a little shout out, Oscar. You and Delta 42 Surplus.
Someone.
Because I got confused between your company name and Summit Surplus and Delta 42 Surplus, so I apologise. I did give you a shout out.
Yeah.
There we go.
What's your post game? Do you have a post game ritual? And
I do have a post game.
Let's ignore the post game poo, because everyone has.
Well, let's just talk. So while we've got pre-game stuff, because the audience have come up, Andy, with some pre-game stuff that they. So we'll talk about that and give people a chance to kind of send in their post-game, because we're an interactive show. This is a fun, engaging content point. James says, so James just gets stressed to fuck. Paulus Wales, my pre-game superstition is never to preload my mags. On 2 occasions, I preloaded my mags before arriving. The game was cancelled, so we can't anymore. That's a fair point. I can see that. Drew joked about my pre-game check is to make sure that my zipper is either busted or down. I just rip the buttons off my trousers now, just
Yeah, but doesn't send them to Les.
About 4 years' time, there's going to be some sort of scandal with the BBC where apparently I'm inappropriate for running around at airsoft events because I can't be bothered to put buttons back on my jeans. Marky Mark has a good pre-event poo.
Nice.
So I can see that. Landnav Challenge, you need to go back to the start of the show as well, mate. Something for you there. Phil, pre-game must charge my fucking batteries and grow gels. Fuck's sake, don't leave anything at home. Yeah. Oh, I tell you what, actually, my pre-game ritual is to make sure I've got my little NoFo checklist. And this is not just putting our blowing smoke up our asses, but our little checklist thing, the kind of the packing checklist. I now have a laminated sheet of that. And while I don't necessarily tick everything off, I just kind of do a quick visual check of like, right, I remember packing that, and that. Oh, where's that? Oh, I know that's in that bag, etc.
Yeah, to be fair, I live by mine for packing, because otherwise I do forget stuff, and people know I forget stuff, and I'm getting worse.
I'm a nightmare for packing. Like, I used to pack maybe 2 weeks before going to events. Now, with everything else going on in life, I find that I can't get the motivation to do that. And then I'm regularly packing on the morning of the event I'm driving to. Which is a real challenge. But, yeah. Right, post-event. So, obviously, post-event poo. Everyone has post-event poo.
And if you don't, there's something wrong with you.
Yeah, and the duration of the post-event poo depends on the length of the event that you were at.
Yeah, it does. It gets to the point now where I just go up with my phone and my vape and just sit there.
Yeah. Depending on how active the event is, I do like to have a bath.
Mm-hmm.
Not for hygiene or anything like that. More just usually my legs. If my legs are proper achy, I find a bath really helps. Just kind of relax them a little bit, and then I find it kind of recovers a bit quicker on that front. But the main thing I would say post-event wise is there's the one I would like to say, and then there's the one that I definitely do. So the one I definitely do is generally go and eat some really bad food, because at events I don't eat a lot for the most part, and then on the way home or something like that, I quite like either having, kind of going, I'm ringing up the missus and be like, oh, should we have a takeaway for dinner, or getting a burger or something like that. Just something like stodgy and salty and meaty, and just kind of covers all those good bases. The one I would like to do that I'm trying to get into the habit of is vaguely taking my stuff out of said car and putting it into like, again, a kind of a loosey organized way, because I mean, I found I cleared my car out yesterday and I found 2 gas blowback magazines, 3 torches, 4 of the NoFo bandages, because I've clearly taken those for people at some point and then either not given them to them or something like that. What else did I find?
Order stuff from us.
I found 2 mortar rounds in my car. 2 mortar rounds in my car, just rolling around on the floor. That can't be safe.
Mike.
So I don't know why they were rolling around on the floor. But yeah, so took them out pretty sharpish as soon as I saw them. So yeah.
You have children in that car.
Oh, they were in the front. That was fine.
Oh, that's even better.
So how about you? What's your post game?
Mine is actually, I listen to smooth radio on the way home to try and like chill out a little bit.
This is smooth radio.
Yeah, like genuinely, or like Jazz FM or something, really like just something not ridiculously headbangy.
Mm-hmm.
Get home, pull the stuff out of the car, have the poo, jump in the bath, sit there while I'm on the poo, ordering Chinese, then have the bath, relax for a bit. 45 minutes later, when the Chinese turns up, wander downstairs, have that, and then sleep on the sofa. I tend to fall asleep on the sofa afterwards, and then the dog comes down and wakes me up once Charlotte's gone to bed. And that's it. That's pretty much it.
James said if he's listening to smooth radio on the way back from an event, he'd be asleep in seconds.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see.
Drive. I mean, it's not like the Lullaby channel or something stupid like that, but
yeah,
just something not headbangy, because I find like even with wearing the ear pro, like the normal final battle or tends to be quite loud and quite intense and stuff, and then you've got to unpack and everyone's shouting and saying goodbye. It's nice just to have something, but I can't drive in silence.
Yeah, because I mean, otherwise, if you're driving in silence, all you're thinking of is the voices of the people that you've killed in the last weekend. Yeah, the screams as you took their last PB.
Yeah, but yeah, I tend to try and take it easy.
Yeah,
so I'm more chilled when I get home.
Yeah,
and I'm always quicker to events than I am from events. Oh yeah, I did this half-an-hour journey in 15 minutes. Brilliant. On the way home, I did this half-an-hour journey in 45 minutes. I don't know if that's excitement or just bad timing on traffic.
I mean, you're right though. I think when you drive to events, there's obviously that excitement of you want to get there. So I find that sometimes, like, I will get to same distance, but I will get to the location quicker than I get home. And it's like, you've done the event or whatever, and it's like, right, whack cruise control on. I'm not too fussed about, sitting there trying to do like 75 down the motorway. I know I'm quite happy sitting there at sort of 60, 65, something like that. Just enjoying a bit of peace and quiet.
Yeah, As long as you're not sat in the middle lane in my way.
Oh no, I sit the fast lane at just
Yeah.
I'm doing 65. Everyone's doing 65. It's fine. Les says pre-MilSim Imodium ×2. I've never taken Imodium, to be fair. You know, we've always kind of recommended it as a potential option for not needing a shit. But I find genuinely I don't eat a lot, and I find that if I don't eat a lot, I don't shit a lot. So
funny that.
Yeah. Almost like some sort of balancing equation.
Yeah.
James says post-game is an after-action report with the team. Try not to fall asleep while driving. Unload kit and then sleep. Marky Mark, post-game. As soon as I get home, straight in the shower, followed by a good brew and a few bourbon biscuits. I will then would be to sort out my gear and get it in the wash, air out sleeping bag and such like.
Mm-hmm.
Pegasus, post-event, pub grub normally hits the spot.
Yes.
You can't be eating pub grub after you said your favourite snack at an event is Greg's.
Yeah. No, I mean, he starts off like he turns up having pub grub, then goes to Greg's, then goes back to pub grub.
Right, so we've actually got some more questions, which I think might see us through to the end of the show. Phil says, does anyone overpack? I find I take way too much gear for a skirmish day, like enough gear for a 2-day MilSim.
So, no, not anymore. I actually find that I underpack now. Because I try to...
Because he forgets everything.
Well, yeah, that as well. But also as well, like the fact that I used to take a load of kit and now I'm like, oh, I never used that. And then I'll go to an event and be like, where the fuck's this? Oh, yeah, okay. I probably should have packed that. And I even bought a smaller bag because I was bringing less.
Yeah.
And I still turn up and go, oh, yeah, hang on a minute. I need more. And actually, that reminds me, ladies and gentlemen, if you buy a new tent, make sure you put it up beforehand in daylight and make sure that it doesn't smell of slavery. I'm sorry, but American surplus smells like death. Like, it is not... It's not like Mike had a smell of it. It is not.
It was the smell of freedom, Andy. I don't know what you're talking about.
It wasn't freedom. There was no freedom in that tent whatsoever. So I'm sorry to our American brothers and sisters that do listen to us, but your army surplus smells of death. It's not.
I wouldn't say it smells of death, but there is a very distinct, noticeable difference in smell of US odor surplus versus British odor surplus. And I don't know what it is. Maybe it's like different climates or something like that. Or
yeah, I mean, what do you guys eat?
Cranberries.
Cranberries, apparently, and that's it. But yes, if you buy new kit, air it before taking it out for the first time, and put it up in daylight. Yeah,
I mean, ultimately, that's what we recommend
all the time.
We've recommended all the time not testing your kit at an event. I mean, to be fair, this wasn't an event, so I think you can be let off on that front.
Yeah, that was my.
You know, if you just go camping and stuff, it is an opportunity, but maybe don't test it when you have nothing else to sleep in.
Oh, I had the bivvy bag,
but US, yeah. My box room upstairs has become a bit of a temporary store for various, I don't want to say airsoft things because they're generally not airsoft related. So, for example, I'm now the proud owner of a couple British Army field telephones, rolls of cables, just various things like Dutch Army sleeping bags and things. Of which are all in my box room, which doesn't get a lot of ventilation, and it is now starting to accrue that lovely little odor surplus smell. When I open it up, I just go home.
Yeah,
I don't know why. Like, we need to be talking to Febreze and that. Like, they need to be coming up with that as a scent. That needs to be a proper flavour. I want the Glade plug-in, like military surplus. So, and funnily enough, one of the things that Oscar has done for us.
Oh, hang on.
Over at
saying that, James said
I'd love
he'd
it
buy that as an air freshener.
Well, on this very topic, Oscar at Summit Surplus Did I get that right? Good. All right, sorry, Oscar. Has provided NoFo with a bag of it's not good surplus, i.e. it's stuff that we are intentionally going to be shredding. So I'm going to be taking all the buttons and everything off it. So people like Les, I'm just going to start throwing buttons at him at events going forward.
I mean, you should put a couple of buttons in each.
I should probably put them on my trousers as well. We could put buttons in there. Maybe we could just have like a little spares pack with them. But the idea being is that this surplus, we will be for charities selling bags of odor surplus potpourri. It's something that we've been talking about for a while. We'll probably have them as a thing on the 24-hour show that we're going to be doing sort of January, or maybe over Christmas, actually. Maybe our 200th episode.
We'll sort something, but it'll be soon. It'll be soon.
Yeah. So if you would like to have a go at winning or buying some odor surplus potpourri, maybe we can find some like wooden bowls that people can buy with them as well, and like turn up and just like their partners are like, what's that? It's just like, it's a new potpourri scent from November Foxtrot called odor surplus.
Coming soon to a table near you.
To a nostril near you.
Yeah.
So that's something we want to do, because
it will not be. It won't be American scent. I'm sorry, it won't be American scent.
No,
it will be.
But anyway, going back to the question: anyone over the pack?
Yeah.
So I'm not like Andy. So Andy, I have to admit, I think you've got it right there, mate. In terms of you are a lot better with packing your kit down. Marky Mark's another person actually that's proper spot on with his gear. I've never seen him struggle to be able to do something, because he's normally got it all kind of in one bag. But I tend to pack on the basis of the scouts. So, and it depends on the event. So if it's like a skirmish day, I'll normally have I've got like a crate box. I don't know what size it is, which has it's like a be all and end all box basically. I will take that to pretty much every event, unless it's one where you are properly in the field the whole time. It's got a variety of extra tools. It's got various lubricants. It's got things like spare screws, Allen key sets, duct tape, cable ties, anything that I've ever gone, oh crap, that would be really handy to have, goes in the box when I get back. And it's something that's probably something I actually am quite good at. It's just kind of religiously making sure that if I've missed something, it goes in there. So I've got, for example, like mosquito repellent in there just as a backup. So if I forget it, or I've got it for an event. And then for the event itself, I don't generally tend to overpack. The only thing that I do probably over egg is my tanker bag. So within that, I've got a sort of miniature tool set. So it's got like a Leatherman, it's got Allen keys, etc. Because I find that there's always something when you're out in the field that you might need, like a knife sharpener, stuff like that, like the Lansky knife sharpener. I've got my shit kit, so I always have a toilet roll. I've always got a poo shovel. And then I've got my welfare set as well. So I call it my welfare set, but it's basically my little deodorant. I've got Working Hands, Germaline, DEET, sun cream, all stuff like that, basically. So I will always have that with me. So I probably do overpack from that perspective. But it is something try to get in the habit of is, when you come back from an event, take the stuff out of your bag and be like, one pile is stuff that you've used and one pile is stuff that you haven't used. Look at the stuff you haven't used, and then you can use as have a practical assessment. Are you actually going to need that? Does that need to be in your kit? Can you maybe put that somewhere else? Like if you have a hard fob or whatever like that, you've got a box back in the car, you could leave it there. So you might need it. But I personally think it's better to have something and not use it than not have it.
Yeah. I don't have to bring as much stuff because I got Mike. Basically.
But to be fair, no, you're right there, because if you've got a decent buddy system working, then potentially you can do that. You know, I mean, if you're in a team whereby, I don't know, say you're tabbing in and stuff like that, you've got your LMG Andy, and then I'm running an M4 or something like that, then, you know, there is a benefit there for trading off. If you're properly buddying up, potentially you only need one DOS bag, you only need one basher, you only need sort of one pit set up as a whole.
Yeah.
You know,
I mean,
one,
like, for example,
one jet
like
boil. How many jet
yeah.
boils turn up to these events every time? Like, you know, 80 players, and you got, like, for some reason 85 jet boils turning up to the event. It's a bit mad.
But I mean, like, tent as well. Like, both you and me and a few others now run the 2-man UMC one. I mean, if you and me worked it out, we could probably buddy up. Like, you take the shelter, I take the inner. We split the poles and the pegs, and that's it. Job done. Like, it's ready to go. And between two of you, like, if you're going to do it properly, then in theory, only one of you should be sleeping in there at a time anyway. So maybe that's something that future events, like when people go, maybe try and work as a buddy system, so you're not bringing all your kit out in one hit.
And I appreciate the challenge of, obviously, that's if you're going to an event where maybe you don't know anyone else in your team, that's going to be hard for you to do, because you need to know someone sort of at least relatively well, I would say, before you're going to be probably comfortable going, oh yeah, should we share a sleeping bag?
Yeah. I mean, sharing sleeping bag, I probably have limits on. It's like, to me, that's like sharing socks, like, or underpants. It's just there's certain limits.
You don't have to share socks and underpants. I think there is a line.
No,
but I think a sleeping bag you could.
But a sleeping bag I wouldn't.
You can have a liner. There's ways and means. But I mean, tents and stuff like that, it's exactly it. Cook sit-ups and things like that. You know,
it's weird though, because I wouldn't sleep in someone else's sleeping bag, but I'm more than happy to let someone else sleep in my sleeping bag. Like, it's definitely one-sided.
Yeah,
with me. Don't know why.
This episode is named From Tactical Tips to Tangents. So there you go. That was a perfect example. Oh man, I apologise. I haven't been keeping up with the chat. James, at the right event, hot bagging makes sense. So for those who don't know, hot bagging is basically like hot desking, hot seating. I mean, it does. It works well. But I mean, a lot of events, things like sharing cook setups and stuff like that, you don't need, if you're in a team of 8 and it's players that you play with regularly, you don't need 8 jet balls. If you're an event that you're going to be going to camp out and stuff, 8 jet balls added up. I mean, you may be talking like maybe, I don't know, half a kilo to a kilo per jet boil, which I know as one person is not an awful lot, but as soon as you start taking that weight off of the team and you start spreading your kit around, I've never done Duke of Edinburgh, but that was one of the things that I've always taken away from people that have talked to me about it, is like the kind of the sharing of kit and kind of working together on that.
Did you not do it? Have you not done?
No, never did it.
Edinburgh?
No, I've done wild camping and stuff like that, and we generally do tend to share kit between us. So like the food, etc. Some of us will take like extra bashers, some of us will take the cook set up, some of us will take the food and things. So, but no. Phil says, I'm sorry, you take a poo kit for a skirmish day. Lol, who needs to shit in the woods during a 30-minute or less game? Right, it sits in my tanker bag. So my tanker bag contains a variety of things to enable me to feel comfortable to go to an event. I grant you, probably don't need to use it, but I feel more comfortable having it because I have been to events, which, to be fair, are not 30-minute or less games, but I have been to events which haven't had toilets at the event. So they've been a short day, a day event, something like that. But I have, for whatever reason, I've needed to go off and have a cheeky little poo. So I'd rather have that with me, basically. So,
and that's what it sounds like.
Yeah.
I mean, in theory, everyone should have one in their car. If you think about it.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I had the piss taken out of me for having the toilet roll holder. Let me just find it. And this is going to be another...
The camoed bag.
Yeah. So I don't know if this is the exact one that I've got, so I apologise. I don't want to lead anyone off on a stray or errant recommendation, but let me just load this up. I have one of these in my car. It just keeps the toilet roll nice and safe. I know where it is. It's always in there, especially with kids, anything like that. It's extremely handy to have some toilet roll. It's on a little carabiner, so you can wander off down to the loo and you can hook it up on the side or whatever like that. If you go camping and there's no toilet roll there, you literally just take a toilet roll, pull the inner tube out, and then you can just pull it out like, you know, the dispensers and things you get. And I'm currently in the market for a kitchen roll holder as well, because I think that would be quite handy for when going camping. Not MilSims or skirmish days, but yeah.
I mean, you could buy probably 2 of those and break the bottom bit off and have them zip together.
Well, funnily enough, I debated just buying some kitchen roll tubes, kitchen roll, and just cutting them in half. Oh, there you go. Black Friday sale on Military First.
There you go, 50% off.
Woohoo! But I was debating just getting like a kitchen roll and just cutting it in half and putting that in there, because you don't need a full sheet of kitchen roll necessarily. It's just having something that is more absorbent and isn't going to collapse as soon as you apply moisture to it. I won't feel embarrassed for that. I've used it enough times. It's really good. I highly recommend them.
I'm just going to say something quickly. 50% off. 50% off. $16.96 is not half of $19.95.
No, it did say up to 50% off. That is up to 50% off, isn't it?
Yeah. All right.
I got hot bagging wrong. I'm really sorry. My interpretation was different. Hot bagging, according to James, means jumping into a hot sleeping bag because you've just kicked your sweaty buddy awake, got him up, and then climbed into the sleeping bag he has just vacated. Which is not too different from hot desking, because that's the idea of hot desking as well. It's the same principle, but yeah. Yours was just a more visceral explanation.
And James would literally kick you out of bed.
Oh, James would, yeah. Don't want to piss James off on the bed. Landnav Challenge, we have the Miltech one. It's great. That's the toilet roll holder. So, yeah. Right, let's try and clear some of these questions and comments because
let's go for it. We've got loads.
Marky Mark, I have issues. The second part of Nico's event is the same weekend of Shift Your Riffs. That is a tough choice.
No, not really.
Go to Shift Your Riffs.
Get the beers in.
I do like having an airsoft festival within the program of my year. I think it,
and we will be at Shift Your Riffs this year.
Yes,
again with other people stickers this year,
and other people, and his other repping squad.
Conglomerate. There'll be a conglomerate of people there.
Chris Berry says the UK government are having their own op nationwide soon. It is to test how the civvies population reacts to wartime stresses.
Are they?
I don't know. That's what Chris says. I don't know a lot about that, Chris. If you could tell us more, that'd be grand. Drew says Op Phoenix 2 out of the ashes, evil rises. That's quite a good one. I like that.
Mm-hmm.
It wouldn't if we did an Op Phoenix, it wouldn't be called Op Phoenix 2, it would be called something else. We just need like an overarching name. Jigglypuff Gus recruit NoFo helpers. So funnily enough, that's what we've tried to do this year. It didn't go well. Again, mostly due to our poor management of said people and
we forgot about them. For
no, that's not true. We didn't forget about them. That's not true at all. We didn't forget about them.
We didn't forget about them. We forgot we had them.
No, we didn't forget we had them. We needed help. We tried to we needed help, and we tried to kind of come up with a new way of like how we would run the backside of things in terms of the show. but I think we approached it without a really good plan. Because it's the time to sit down and work it through, and because it's all volunteering and stuff like that, it's not like you can have regular right Monday mornings we're all going to have regular meetings, because we have jobs. Everyone has jobs and careers and lives outside of airsoft. So Les says, why not find a celebrity that plays airsoft and get them on?
If you can name any, drop me a message. I'll message him.
Hanks.
I have. Does he play airsoft?
I don't know.
I know
He might
Keanu
do.
Reeves didn't he?
Oh, well, get him on. That's your challenge for next week.
He's the sort of person that would, though, wouldn't he? Right.
Les says, other than Amazon, it's hard finding boil and bag food. Blacks, millets, decathlon are always sold out. Where else can you get them? So Prepper Shop, if you are in need of food. I think they've actually somehow managed to get in touch with Vesty Foods. Again, if anyone has a contact of Vesty Foods, please let me know. I'm trying to get them on the show because I think that'd be amazing to have a chat with them.
Well, speak to Prepper Shop. They must have someone.
I have. I'm waiting for Kai to help out. I've tried plugging this link, but we really want to get Vesty Foods on. So Vesty Foods make the British Army ration packs. So I don't know if there's some sort of like secret thing, like maybe it's under the Official Secrets Act, or maybe they just don't want to come on the show. I don't know. But yeah, Prepper Shop are a good one. Most military surplus places, in fact, like Military Odyssey, you can get them there if you're looking for
eBay
surplus ones. MRE UK, actually, I rank them. MRE UK. So they were the ones that
actually. They supplied the Chinese one for me, the Japanese one. Which one did I have for the 24-hour?
You had the weird fish one.
Yeah, that was China, which was amazing.
Yeah,
by the way,
Chinese, I think it was. So mre-uk.co.uk. Like I know that we on the 24-hour show, the one that I'd sort of purchased and brought in had popped. I contacted them afterwards and said, look, just to let you know, this has happened. Wasn't expecting anything. They've sent me out a whole load of like extra stuff to apologise. I said that you really don't have to. It's not for whatever reason. So, I would rate MRE-UK.
Yeah, they're very good. I've bought some stuff off of them. And they get some weird stuff in as well. Like they do get some...
I mean, literally, they've got I've just literally gone onto their shop. So Swedish, French, British, vegetarian, British, halal, British, UN peacekeeping, RAF emergency flying ration, Ukraine armed forces 24-hour ration, Polish 24. There's a whole load of really interesting ones on there. Chinese special forces, Guinean military ration packs.
The Chinese special forces. That's the one I had, I think.
The US stuff.
How much have they got the US stuff for? Because the US stuff always seems to be really bloody expensive compared to everyone else.
So this one's vintage, 2003 to 2005. I don't know why that's vintage. Maybe that was a good year. That's for like £40, and it's flagged for collectors apparently. So, but they've got single US Army single meal ration packs of £14 on there, which is pretty good value.
Not too bad. That's actually not bad for the US one. They normally go for about 20-25.
Lithuanian. So yeah, if you're after something a little bit unique and random, go for that. It's a good one. Oh, right, we need to clear these. We've got too many. James, because I can to get all my prep work done the days before the day of the event, I just try and chill out and walk the dog. That's a good way.
Nice.
Jigglypuff Gas podcast idea / charity idea: eat as many different ration meals in one sitting as possible.
Oh yeah,
we could definitely do that. If we do the 24-hour show, we're definitely going to be ration.
And then never poo ever again. Just just lay breeze blocks for the rest of our lives.
Pegasus says he bets Henry Cavill would play airsoft. Joe Swash or whatever his name is, he does or has played airsoft. Maybe we should try and organise like a celeb only event. Be like, guys, we're organising a very unique and spectacular airsoft event for celebrities only, and like we'll label it up as that way, and it's just like the three of us, and who's the guy that plays I've got nothing left on EastEnders.
I don't know. I've never watched EastEnders in my life.
No, Barry Reynolds or something like that. Maybe we'll get him on or something. I don't know. That'd be entertaining. We just hire cheap celebrities.
I'll go on a hunt. And do you know what? I might just message Henry Cavill and just see if I can get a reply. Just see
if you get him on the show for no other
reasons. All right, Kev.
Right. We talked about overpacking. Yes, James, I'll buy the surplus potpourri and shove it into the filters of a GSR mask so I can breathe it. That sounds horrendous.
Yeah, just see him sitting there in his front.
I'm wearing my happy mask.
Yeah. Do you know what? When we make one, I'm going to send one to James for free, and I want it videoed. I want you to.
No, it's for charity. He can buy one for charity. He just needs.
But I mean, I want to see a video of this.
Marky Mark DDPM 45 litre patrol pack gives me enough space for just about everything. Though I am trying to reduce it to 30 to 35 litres. You are insane. I spoke to James Ryan, and Lance's kit video and intro to MilSim Bergen packing kit thing to try and get my gear squared away from the get-go. I mean, that's the thing. If you, in all honesty, if you set out with the best intention of, right, this is the bag I've got, what kit do I need to get into it? And then you don't end up buying all these other things, it does make your life a lot easier.
Or more bags.
Or more bags, yes. Many more bags and boxes.
Because if you only have one or two bags, you can only ever carry one or two bags.
Yeah. Don't buy more than one tent. James says, we talked about that. Phil asks, is it mounted next to your dump pouch? I like it. I got a new dump pouch, which I will bring on the show next week. I got the Warrior single.
The same as mine?
Yeah, in the Black Friday deal.
Yeah, they're good.
I was quite impressed with it. So we'll talk about a little bit of that on the show. James says, I might have missed it. When is Shift Your Rifts in 2025, Andy?
May
our resident Shift Your Rift expert.
I think it's May Bank Holiday.
Ian Beale. You'll have to get Ian Beale on. I've got nothing left. Yeah. That's what he shouts when you've got no ammo.
Yeah. I think Shift Your Wrists May Bank Holiday. It normally is.
I will look at
Bank Holiday in May. When was it last year? Because it'll be the same bank holiday because that's there. It's normally the same weekend as NAE.
No, or NAE's in August.
Oh, maybe it's August bank holiday.
No, it's not the August bank holiday because that
it's on a bank holiday.
Yeah, that's fine. I will look it up before we get to the end of the show. Right. If you want to get in touch with the show, you can do so on our email of nofochat@hotmail.com. Our Instagram is @November_Foxtrot_NoFo. And the website is novemberfoxtrot.co.uk. We are looking to, over Christmas, hopefully get some more content on there. Bits and pieces, digital downloads and things. So if there's anything that you would like to see, then please hit us up. We can, and hopefully we'll have some time to actually put that together. So let us know. Apologies, I got really...
You all right?
Andy, yeah, no, sorry, I've just got a petrol tickling. Andy, do you want to have the closing words of this week's episode?
Oh. What did I say earlier that was really good, that was very profound? Can't remember now. We've said so much.
Have hand up my arse, I think you said.
Oh, yeah. Don't have your hand up your arse unless you need to. There you go.
Yeah. Well done. Shift Your Riffs was the 24th, 25th, and 26th of May in 2024. So I would imagine
so the May Bank
that weekend.
Yeah, it'll be May Bank holiday.
Yeah. In the meantime, I don't know what we're doing next week. To be perfectly honest, we'll come up with something in the week and
something really interesting.
Well, we're gonna have Keanu Reeves on next week if Andy pulls his finger out. So
we might do how to look after your sleeping systems.
Yep, how to remove the smell from USMC tents.
I made tent soup.
Cool sign, Samurai. Hello.
Hello.
We're just finishing.
We are going. Yeah. Bye.
James said I would pay serious money to pay Airsoft with Ross Kemp just because I think it would be funny. Maybe that's something we could set up. That would be entertaining. Charity
game events with.
You just pay £1,000. £1,000. We get 20 people, so we can just pay Ross Kemp. I don't know how much we'd have to pay him. £20,000 to basically play Airsoft with Ross Kemp for an hour.
But he has to follow you around like he's doing, when he did the Afghan.
And that's it. To kick off, so I got out of there.
A comms episode. Yes, we are. That is something that, because we are not amazing at comms.
No, so
we're looking.
We did a comms episode, didn't we? A long time ago, and I think we did a follow up. But I think we're trying to get a proper comms bod on.
Yeah.
So that's the plan. That's one of the intentions for 2025. So we will be doing that.
Yes.
And we might even do a couple comms episodes. Actually, we could do one on comms setups, and then we could do one on actual how to use your comms. That might be interesting.
Well, we have James Ryan.
I was just going to say we could have James Ryan James back on again.
Yeah,
do another one of those. So yeah, we'll let you know.
Yes.
In the meantime, have a fantastic week. Thank you for watching the show. If you want to
what's left of it,
share with your friends, please feel free to do so. Just a last minute reminder that if you search or Google Airsoft Player Choice Awards, that'll take you through to the awards website where you could nominate your favorite player, your favorite podcast, anything like that. There's ways that you can do it on there.
Celebrity.
But in the meantime, have an absolutely cracking week.
Yes.
Yeah, Andy, anything left to say?
Yes. Something that we found out over the weekend quickly. We have if you Google Kalula chairs.
I'd forgotten about this. Yeah.
What's the chair?
Kamui
chairs.
Yeah.
Google Kamui chairs and scroll down to the
KMUI chair.
Yeah.
If you Google that.
Yeah, and scroll down to the third. We've made it on third. We haven't even paid for this. Like literally, we've just got to the third. And just have a look at what picture Google have chosen.
Well, no, we'll say basically we've got a series of reviews on our website. That is something we did for a little while, and then we kind of lost traction with, and we're hoping to maybe pick up again. One of which was the Kamui portable camping chair that Lance owns. And there is a cracking photo of Lance sitting in it in his pants. Somehow we have made it to the third search result when you Google this. And the picture that is chosen is not the first picture that's on that review. It is the second picture, and it's the one of Lance in his pants. So if you Google Kamui camping chair, it's the third image result on that. Or if you go into images, it's within the top 2 rows. It's basically Lance sitting in his pants. Weirdly, and I'll just share this because this is even fucking funnier. On the one I'm looking at, he's sitting next to some kids.
What? Oh God!
Right, hang on. Share screen. This would be funny. I apologise to anybody listening back. You have to go and do this yourself. But here we go. There we go. Look, there's Lance sitting next to some kids fishing, which is very entertaining. So
amazing. Well done, Lance, for boosting us up.
So he's become famous, or even more famous than normal. So there you go. Yes. That's something to end the show on. We will see you next week. Have an absolutely cracking week. And say goodbye, Andy.
Bye, Andy. Say goodbye, Mike.
Goodbye, Mike. See you later.
See you later.
Ciao, NoFo, all that. Yeah.
Stay NoFo. What? Hit that thumbs up button now.